Narayana Nityam Naram Chaitanya Devi Saraswati Vyasam Nastapraneshu Paradeshu Nityam Bhakti Srivaya Avratam Saraswati What's your name? The Dwadasi, today is Dwadasi. Yesterday was Ekadasi, today is Dwadasi. So this is coming to the end. But Nanda Kishore, do you all speak English? Yes. Everybody's okay? Everybody. You okay? Huh? Okay, so we're coming to the end of the month of Kartik. Kartik is considered the most auspicious of all the months of the year. So we've been observing a special program during this month of Kartik. We worship a form of Lord Krishna, which is known as Damodara. Lord Krishna has many names. Right? Do you know some of the names of Lord Krishna? Gopal, Madhusudan, Govardhan, Ranchor, Makanchor, Makanchor, a name he's got when he was a child. So this Damodar, name Damodar, also comes when he was a child. You can see it here. You can see the picture on the thing here. Mother Yashoda is there with her child, Lord Krishna. The Lord Krishna is a young child at that time. He was living in the home of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. And Nanda Maharaj was a Vaishya. He had a lot of cows. He wasn't going to the business, he wasn't doing marketing, he was taking care of cows. And he had 9 lakh cows, which is a big herd, right? Quite a big herd. Nowadays, if somebody has 50,000 cows, it's just half a lakh. You think, oh, a lot of cows, 50,000 cows. Nanda Maharaj had 9 lakh cows. So, from his cows, he was having a lot of milk and butter and yogurt and cheese and everything which you can get from milk. And Mother Yashoda, she was looking after the baby Krishna and she wanted to feed him some of the best milk. So she had some cows, she picked out some of the best cows, which, some cows give more milk, some cows give less milk. And some cows' milk will be more creamy and other cows' milk will be more watery. So she picked out the best cows, which were giving the nicest milk. And she would give them special grasses to eat. And she would even give them lotus flowers. And in this way, Mother Yashoda was collecting very nice milk from this group of cows, which she had selected for her son. Mother Yashoda wanted to have some good milk because she knew Krishna's a young boy and he's restless, natural, young children going to be restless. So she was worried about him going to other babies to get butter and to get different milk and so on. So she wanted to have the best milk so that Krishna wouldn't go anywhere else to get milk. She also wants to offer the milk to Lord Krishna. Not to Lord Krishna, Mother Yashoda would offer to Lord Narasimha. She was a devotee of Lord Vishnu. So Mother Yashoda was always thinking how to keep her son happy, to keep him satisfied. And she knew that Lord Krishna likes very much milk. We don't get the real milk today. You go to the supermarkets, you get the milk in a carton or something. It's not the best. It's not really the real thing. But Mother Yashoda and Krishna, they are in Raja. Near to Mathura. Mathura is Mathura district. Nowadays they have the politician in charge of overseas Mathura is Hemamali. Yeah, she became a politician, and she won the election. And the chief minister of UP, that Yogi Brahmachari. And so it's nice to see these things happening. Actually, this time is called Kali Yuga, the age of Kali. Age of Kali is not really a very good time. There are many faults in the age of Kali, described in scriptures. Srila Vyasadeva has written about the problems which come in the Kali Yuga. One is we have a short life. If you live to 70 or 100, you're really that's a long life. You don't live very long, Kali Yuga. Other ages, people could live much longer. The age before Kali Yuga was Dwapara Yuga. At that time, people could live up to 1,000 years. And before Dwapara Yuga was Treta Yuga, and people lived 10,000 years. And before that was Satya Yuga. And in Satya Yuga, they could live up to 100,000 years. So you can see the difference between Kali Yuga and the other ages. We have a short life. Not only do we have a short life, but we have a lazy mentality. In the past, people had much more energy, they were much able to do much more things. You can see things like the Great Wall of China, that was built a long time ago. Nowadays, nobody can build it. And the pyramids in Egypt, architects look at the pyramids and they try to figure out how could they ever build it. It's such an amazing construction. To build up a structure like the pyramids, it bewilders contractors today. How they could ever construct such a building with stone and with the implements which they had a few thousand years ago. Just amazing that they could do those things in the past. So we don't have, we put up buildings, but they're quite simple affairs. Nothing like the pyramids or the Great Wall, these kind of things. Taj Mahal, also very famous, very beautiful. So Kali Yuga means we have a short life, and we're lazy, and we're unlucky, and we're often misguided. We get the wrong information, we get a lot of wrong direction. And we also have difficulty to get peace of mind. Our mind is always disturbed. So these are some of the characteristics of the Kali Yuga. So it doesn't sound very good for us. But then, in the scriptures, they go on to describe that although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, there's one good thing about it. Do you know what the one good thing is? In the Shastra say, Kaler dosha nide rajan asti hi eko makta kirtana eva krishnasya mukta sangha arampecha. The age of Kali is full of dosha, faults, right? Do you have any dosha? You have doshas? Yeah, in general we have a lot. We have doshas. We look in our astrological chart, you may see doshas, you know. We see we have some faults. So, however, there's one good thing about the Kali Yuga, and that is that simply by kirtan, one can get all perfection. Kirtan had eva krishnasya mukta sangha param virgin. You can get moksha, you can get liberation from the material world. I mean, to see how this young lady could do such nice kirtan for half an hour. We were all absorbed in the holy name. It was so wonderful, so sweet. She was playing harmonium. We were hearing the holy name. So this is what we have to do in this age of Kali. We want to overcome the obstacles, the difficulties, and the doshas which are there with us in this age. We can do it simply by kirtan. This kirtan, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. She was chanting the Maha Mantra, very simple mantra, Hare Krishna, just 3 words, Hare Krishna and Ram. Very easy, and everyone can chant this mantra. Some mantras, you know, like Gayatri, there's all special qualifications to chant that. But the Hare Krishna mantra can be chanted by anyone. And then some mantras, they have to chant them at certain times, in certain places. But Hare Krishna mantra doesn't have any of these conditions. Anyone can chant anytime, at any place. And you may be purified or unpurified. You may say, oh no, I'm not clean, no, I didn't take my bath. It doesn't matter. You can chant the Hare Krishna mantra in any condition. And we will be greatly benefited. Benefit is we can become liberated out of this material condition of life. So this is the special feature of Kali Yuga. So during this month of Kartik, it's especially beneficial to chant the Maha Mantra and to also hear about Lord Krishna and his pastime as Damodara. You know the meaning, Damodara? Yes, what does it mean? Right, the rope round the bell. Dama and Udara. So the rope is round the bell. Mother Yashoda tying up her child. Do you ever tie up your children? Maybe not. Maybe yes. Maybe sometimes. Maybe yes. Maybe sometimes. Here and there, disturbing the neighbors. He's doing things like breaking the pot of yogurt, feeding it to the monkeys and things. So Mother Yashoda tied him up to this mortar. The mortar is what she would use to churn the milk into butter. And she used it to tie the rope around Krishna. But when she was trying to do it, initially the rope was not long enough. Then she got more rope, but still not long enough. And she got more and more. She kept adding pieces of rope. It was still never long enough. Lord Krishna was playing tricks. He was using his Maya. Lord Krishna had this Maya, there's Yoga Maya, which bewilders sometimes the devotees may become bewildered. So Mother Yashoda was influenced by the Yoga Maya. And she was thinking, why can I have Krishna? In the morning, she'd already dressed Krishna and she put a belt around him. But now she's getting a rope and the rope's not long enough. So why not? Well, this was Krishna's trick. He was playing with using his Yoga Maya to bewilder Mother Yashoda. Yashoda is a devotee, but at the same time, she is being the mother of Krishna. And Lord Krishna, who is Lord Krishna? He is Bhagavan. He's come as a child, however. Sometimes it bewilders people how God could be a child. How could Bhagavan be a child? But Lord Krishna enjoys this kind of dealing with his devotee. It's to please his devotee as well as himself, because Krishna enjoys having a mother. Right? If you don't have a mother, it's a big thing, no mother to take care of you, no mother to comfort you when you feel tired or when you're not doing well at school, no mother there to help you with the homework and So Krishna liked to have a mother. He thought everyone else has got a mother. Why shouldn't I have a mother? So Yashoda is Lord Krishna's mother. She likes to think of Krishna as her child. She doesn't think of him as God. That would ruin the relationship. So this is the Maya, the Yoga Maya, which covers up Krishna from being God and reveals him as a child. So it was during this month, actually on the Diwali day, Lord Krishna had this pastime of breaking the pot and distributing the butter to all the month. But we celebrate this festival, we celebrate this every day in the month of Kartik. We have this festival every day. And we do it very simply by offering the lamp. We have some ghee lamps there, little wick. We offer them to Krishna. And we also sing a song which describes this pastime of Lord Krishna as Damodara. In this way, we can develop our devotion which we have for Bhagavan. We all have that ability to devote ourselves. We generally give our devotion to other things. Certainly, you devote yourself to the family, you devote yourself to the country, you devote yourself to maybe your car, many things which we devote ourselves to. But we don't always remember Bhagavan, Lord Sri Krishna. So we do have that devotion for Lord Krishna, it's there, and we have to awaken it. It's important for us to have that mode of devotion. Human life is meant for cultivating this kind of relationship. Animals, they don't have that kind of consciousness. The animals, they're only doing activities like eating and sleeping. But human life is different. The human life is meant for thoughtfulness. We're meant to inquire. And we're meant to ask questions like, who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? Where am I going at the end of this life? What will happen? We can ask questions like, why am I here? How did I get here? Where did I come from? So these kind of questions are part of human life. The inquiry to understand who I am and where does this world come from we can see in the world there's so many planets, there's so many stars in the sky, and everything is rotating with so much order and control. So who is behind? Who is behind the universe? Right? Who's behind everything? There is some controller behind everything. So we want to understand like this kind of information. This is the purpose of the Vedas. Veda means knowledge. And the Vedas give us this information to understand about the nature of the world and about the nature of our own self, to know our own self. The Vedas describe all of that we are all souls. We're spirit souls, but we're living in a material body. Now this body is just like a vehicle. Just like a vehicle. You have a car, you're not the car, you drive the car, but you're not the car. The same way we're in the body, but we're not actually the body, we're all soul, spiritual beings. So that consciousness can be awakened when we chant the Maha Mantra. This is the power of the Maha Mantra, that it brings us out of the material consciousness, brings us up to the spiritual consciousness. So we're having this program regularly, offering candles to Damodar, and we'll sing the nice Damodar song. Have we got the, do you have the Damodar song? Do you have the? You can, I will send you the link. Who are this from? एक हैंड बस एक करो नहीं कार्तिक मास हाँ Are you able to sing? Who wants to sing Damodardesh? Yeah, she can sing. You can sing. Who can sing? Yeah. Who will sing? You want to sing? You want to play? You love Damodardesh. You want to sing? Yeah. You love it? Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone have any questions?
Any questions? किसी का कुछ कोई प्रश्न? आपको बताते हो ना वो दामोदर के बारे में? उन्होंने तो बताया कि कृष्णा जी को जब टाइप किया गया तो दो एकदम पड़ी थी, लेकिन उसके बाद भी आप बताते हो कि दो वृक्ष रहते हैं. They want to hear about the trees falling fast. And that continue that story.
Okay, so Mother Yashoda tied up Krishna to the mortar. You can see that mortar behind Krishna. And Mother Yashoda tied him up, and then she went away and left him. And Lord Krishna pulled the mortar between the two trees. There were two trees which were growing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And these two trees were Arjun trees, which are very tall. They grow very big. And Lord Krishna brought the mortar between the two trees, and he pulled it and knocked over the two trees. And when he knocked over the two trees, then from the trees, the two sons of Kuvera appeared. They had been cursed by Narada Muni. Narada Muni had gone to the higher planets where the Kuvera was living, and he saw these two sons of Kuvera. They were intoxicated, and they were naked. They were in a holy state. So Narada Muni thought, these two boys, they need a lesson. They need to be punished because they're so foolish. So he cursed them that they should become trees. And so they stood as trees. But although Narada Muni cursed them, it was also a blessing, because the blessing was that the trees, they would stand in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, and they would actually see Lord Krishna, and they would see Lord Krishna's childhood pastimes. And so they'd been in the body of trees, they'd been watching Krishna and his different leelas, and been watching him growing up there. And Narada Muni, when he cursed them, he'd also said, you will remain in the body of trees until Krishna comes and delivers you from the curse. So Lord Krishna pulled over the trees, and they came out from the body of trees in their demigod body, the sons of Kuvera. One was called Manigriva, and the other was called Nala Kuvera. So they were sons of Kuvera, and Kuvera is the treasurer of the demigods. He's very wealthy. And so, rich man's son, they often, they're carefree, their father's a rich man, so they don't worry about anything. And it said, there's another story which is tells about the king's son, the astrologer king. And so the astrologer, they asked the astrologer, what about the king's son? So the astrologer said, Rajaputra Charanjiva, may you live forever. Because when you die, you suffer, because as the king's son, they don't do much work. They're not very, they just do a lot of nonsense. They just enjoy the father's wealth. So so these two boys, they were cursed by Narada, but the curse was also a blessing. They stood in the body of trees, and they could remember that they were demigods and they'd been cursed into the body of trees. So it was an opportunity for them to become more serious and more responsible about their duty. So Lord Krishna knocked them over, pulled out the trees, and the two demigods came in front of Lord Krishna, and they offered their respects and prayers to Krishna. And Lord Krishna told them, although he's only a child, he spoke in a very serious voice, and he told them, so now you go back to heaven and behave yourself, behave properly, and always remember your position, that you're my devotees. So that's the fasting. The two trees which were pulled over. Mother Yashoda, she heard the crashing sound, and then she came to see what had happened. By that time, the demigods had gone. So Mother Yashoda asked the other people who were there, what happened? And the other people, they told Mother Yashoda, oh, Krishna pulled the two trees. Martin got stuck between the two trees and Krishna pulled them over. Mother Yashoda, what? Oh, I don't believe this. My little boy couldn't do that. And they said, no, he did. And when they knocked over the two trees, these two shining figures, they were effulgent, they were like demigods, and they appeared in front of Krishna, and they were bowing to Krishna. And Mother Yashoda thought, no, come on, my little boy, why would the demigods come and bow down to him? He's only a child. So this is Mother Yashoda. She can only think of Krishna as her son. She doesn't think of him. He's just in love. Yes.
Different Krishna. Different version of Krishna. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Anybody else? किसी कोई सवाल है? How many are attending? Like in Satyug, people used to take like thousands and they for it was out. Now this is the
Satya Yuga 1 lakh. Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga 1. Kali Yuga 100.
What about next?
Oh no.
Future.
After Kali Yuga, then go back to Satya.
Then go back to
Four ages. Like 4 seasons.
the end of world.
Sorry?
End of world.
End of the world? No. Doesn't have to go. It's in one day of Brahma. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. Bhagavad Gita said, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyam Brahmanodati. In one day of Brahma, there are 1,000 ages, 1,000 cycles of the 4 ages. It means in one day of Brahma, there's 1,000 Satya Yuga, Treta, Dwapara, Kali.
The cycle in time.
Yeah.
So this is the mathematics of rotate.
Sorry?
This is the mathematics. We count a day.
Uh-huh.
Like sometimes we count as per the Earth's calculation. Earth rotating from 365 days. But if you go far in galaxy, the time gets changed. The 1 hour of that galaxy is equal to 50 years of life. So how you are calculating the yugas? I feel that I heard that 1 day of Mahakal, that Shiva, when he in meditation, that 1 day is equal to 12,000 years of Earth. So is it true?
Yeah, it's actually true.
When we go far in galaxy,
There was one time Brahma is out.
yeah.
Lord Krishna out. So one day Lord Brahma stole away the cow and the cow was born. And Lord Brahma took them away and hid them. And Lord Krishna, he expanded himself to take their place, right? And so this happened. It was one moment of Brahma's time, but it was 1 year on this planet.
And then again, I heard that as he asked that how in Satya Yuga 1,000 years can. I heard that still if you see the age of snake and tortoise, they breathe a minute, one time in a minute. So if a man, man have a power, can control his breath or her breath, maybe 4 minutes one time. And if 4 minutes one time, you can live 5,000 years. That is a calculation.
Karim, how many years?
70.
Kali Yuga, we have begun already 5,000 years of Kali Yuga time. There's another 427,000.
That's the beginning of Kali.
So everything gets after Kali it is Satyuga.
Yeah.
The first time yet to come. When we think when it
Oh God.
that is still yet.
As Kali Yuga goes on, then the whole world, the whole planet will become more and more irreligious. People will have to live below the ground. Right? In the Satya Yuga, everyone was very pious and religious. The religious principles were present in full. People became less religious. And then in Dwapara, it became more irreligious. Now in Kali Yuga, very little religiosity is there.
But I agree with Johan saying that in Kali Yuga, it's very easy to find a God. It's the shorter term to find a God.
Right?
So after Satyuga, Treta Yuga, that Dwapara.
Kali Yuga, Dwapara, Treta, and then Kali.
That's
And
Dwapara.
first Treta,
Then
They- they-
Treta.
they must be-
first Treta,
No, Treta. They don't know.
he said Satya first. Yeah, Treta, then
Because Treta only Ram.
Yes, but Ramachandra. Right? In every age, there's a different process because we have, different qualities and sorts of life. So in the Satya Yuga, people were doing meditation. And they would sit for thousands of years to do meditation. But in the Kali Yuga, we're not so peaceful. We're more disturbed. We cannot sit peacefully to meditate for long. But in the Satya Yuga, the yogis, they say Kadama Muni meditated 10,000 years. They lived 100,000 years, so they could do it. They could sit and meditate. And some yogis would go into the bottom of the water. They would meditate in the bottom of the Yamuna, into the bottom of the sea. Yogis like Subbaramuni, he went to the bottom of the Yamuna. And the Prachetas, they went into the ocean. They were meditating in the bottom of the sea.
this body is extraordinary body. Because again, we are begging God that we need this materialistic body. But when we got this body, it is phenomenal. We put everything of your knowledge materialistic.
So Satya Yuga, we were doing meditation. Then Treta Yuga, the process was yajna. They would offer sacrifice. You need a lot of wealth to do that. You have to have a lot of gold. And you have to be and then also you have to have brahmanas who can chant perfectly. And so in this age, Kali Yuga, we don't have these things. And then Dwapara Yuga, before this age, the process was temple worship. The temple worship was done according to many rules and regulations, with many mantras. Then Kali Yuga, the process is simply chanting the holy name. That's available for everyone. Because to go to temple, not everyone can go to temple. Temples are far away, how to go. But everyone can chant the holy name. So the process is made very easy in Kali Yuga. Very direct. You just have to chant the holy name and you can get all perfection.
अभी हम लोग रीजेंट स्कूल में मिलते हैं क्या सब आइए एवरी संडे हाँ कीर्तन मेला भी है दिसंबर 1st 2nd 3rd 12 hours of कीर्तन for 3 days. सबको छुट्टी भी होगा, नेशनल डे हॉलीडे. प्लीज आप एटलीस्ट कुछ घंटा आइए, रोज आइए. Even it's in the greens. Yeah. The greens. Ticom.
के पीछे तो पीछे वाला रोड जाएंगे सीधे, बट it connect to the jail.
तो ये 3 दिन पूरा बंद करके बजट भी रहेगा. स्कूल वैसे ही बंद रहेगा ना. हाँ, यूआईडी के लिए.
अपना नया टेम्पल भी तो उधर ही है, गुरुद्वारा भी, चर्च भी, पूरे भगवान.
10 साल सब कुछ ओल्ड दुबई में हो रहा था ना. अभी न्यू दुबई से यहाँ प्लेस का प्रॉब्लम क्यों है? हाँ, पार्किंग वगैरह उधर इजी है और उधर थोड़ा बड़ा भी एज कंपेयर टू कंजेस्टेड हो जाता है. जब कोई फेस्टिवल वगैरह रहता है तो बहुत जल्दी हो जाता है.
again
तो सबको एंट्री नहीं मिलती.
little bit comfortable. करामा चले जाओ.
हाँ, तो आज भी सही है.